All right. You know what? People are watching these videos. They're starting to watch these videos. It's crazy. I mean, if this channel were to be edited into like a movie, it would make My Dinner with Andre look relatively action packed. 2 people in My Dinner with Andre, that's so many people. It's like in Aristotle's Poetics when he's like, plays are so much better now that they're not just one person talking on a stage. Hilarious. Like, I guess you got to go through all the stages. Okay, so this is the Memoir case, but it's only 3 shelves of Memoir. 3 point something, obviously. And then the rest are more art crit and lit crit. That's a section, that's a subject I guess I like. But check this out. This is a collage of things I found in the year 2001 while walking across the country on a charity hike. That forget status, forget fear is from a 9/11 memorial right after 9/11 in Boston. Same with this collage over here. Talk to each other. Isolation is not conducive to peace. It was Boston immediately post 9/11. Crazy. I like that poem too. But memoir is a really important section for me because I've been working on a memoir for 14 years now, and it's like this eclectic, multi-form, 2-volume work that's turned my entire life into a snake eating its own tail and constantly forced me to look at the past. But it's also made me really appreciate memoir, even as I've become kind of disenchanted with the whole form. As like, why am I writing a memoir? It is like on one level this huge act of ego, but a really good memoir like enables the negation of ego. Like I've read memoirs where I just like felt what it was like to be another person. So it's part of that whole fun tangle of paradoxes that is art. There's some good stuff on this. You may notice too that all my cases are organized very much based on vibes. Like I got stuff in the fiction that should be a nonfiction. Like I just moved Roots over to the novels in the paperback shelf. And I'm like, that feels wrong. I had that in nonfiction for a reason. He did so much research. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. That might move back. But I do want to read it as part of that paperback project. So anyway, rambling. I think that's how my videos start, with like 3 minutes of just blah, blah, blah. So let's check out what's on this memoir case. The Life of Samuel Johnson. Yeah, I mixed biographies in here too, but that's such an interesting project because Boswell like literally spent his whole life studying this person that he was writing about, who was a famous writer at the time, Samuel Johnson. I guess still is for people who know stuff, but I've not really read him. I do own some Samuel Johnson, so I will read him sometime. At least I think I do. I think I have 1 volume. But then I have Samuel Pepys, the diarist here. Famous diarist. Only got the first volume here. Sometimes when there's big series, I just get the first one, and I'm like, let me read that first before I buy the others. And then here's a book about Samuel Pepys. It's always cool. I think of it as hot reading and cold reading. Like skeptics say of psychics, like where it's the cold reading, just go in and read the book with no background. But a hot reading where you have a bunch of supporting work, that's great stuff. That's really where scholarship goes, where you gotta go. What else is on this shelf? Some very good stuff. This I'm gonna read, The Man Without Qualities. Some should say that that should be in the novel section, but it seems like a thinly disguised autobiography. And that guy has a similar story to me of just giving his whole life to this crazy project that turned back in on itself. So I feel like I gotta read that. Speak Memory, that's all right. Definitely creative and well written. People put that as like the paragon of experimental, polished memoir. And yeah, there's a lot of art in it, so I guess that is true. This book, I just couldn't believe how great this was. Wow, I've read this a couple times. incredible memoir of neglect and abuse, really. I mean, the neglect is so extreme. Shoot, hold on one second. The movie's all right. The movie was filmed, the Arizona scenes in that movie, because it's partly set in West Virginia, partly in Arizona, were filmed on Lamadera Road, like this dirt road at the north end of the Sandia Mountains here in New Mexico that I've explored and watched get developed. Many movies get filmed over there. It kind of got discovered. Probably helped with that. This book's been on my to-read list since the 90s. I read an article, I think, that it drew from. For a long time, anyway. I think that's the one. That's the reason I'm keeping it anyway. It's because I think it's the one. What else is up here? Oh, Mountain City. This is written by my advisor, Greg Martin, at UNM, from the grad program. And it's really cool about growing up in this little town in Nevada of Basque descendants. Mountain City by Greg Martin. That's a great book. Really captures life very well, and it's kind of quietly experimental. I should reread that one. Yeah, he was a great advisor. And one of his advisors, like maybe his main advisor, like he was for me, was William Gkass. So like that puts me in like a line of the avant-garde. I love that. See, not that your advisor or your schooling or whatever defines you or should. I have this because I thought it would give me perspective on The Little Girl in Holy the Firm by Annie Dillard, which is a book I really looked into. Autobiography of a face. Somebody growing up with, she had like a facial injury, deformity, I can't remember. I will, yeah, I read that. Oh wait, someone's calling me. Why does it say scam likely? Well, hopefully that was nothing important.